When it comes to working with charts and with code, it's important to understand that a chart can be referred to in one of two ways, and that's because a chart can reside in one of two possible places. For example, if a chart sits in a worksheet with the data, then technically it's embedded and you would have to refer to that chart by its name, and I'll show you that in this video. But if a chart is in its own sheet, particularly because you've pressed F11, then you would refer to the chart by the name of the chart's sheet. Alright, let's have a look. So first of all, let's create a new file and call it Chapter 12 and make a macro-enabled workbook. Alright, now what I'd like to do is type some data. Alright, now what I'd like to do is record a macro that creates a chart. So I'm going to the Developers tab and I'm clicking the Record Macro button. I'd like to name this macro Make Chart, one word, and click OK. Now what I'd like to chart first of all is A1 to B4, so I'll highlight that area. I'll then go to the Insert tab in the ribbon and I'll choose a column chart and the first column chart. Notice the first column chart is called a clustered column, so I'll click OK. The next thing I'd like to do is add a chart title. Now I already have a title, so I'm going to click on the chart title and type price and units. I'd also like to add a vertical axis title, so I'll go to the Chart Tools Layout tab, choose Axis Titles and choose a vertical rotated title. And here I'll just type dollars. I'd also like to have a horizontal axis title, so I'll go to Axis Titles, Horizontal, and ask for a title below the axis, and just type Scale. And so there's my chart. So what I'd like to do now is stop recording. So if I go to the Developers tab, I can click the Stop Recording button. Now to view my code in the Visual Basic Editor, I need to first of all, in the Project Explorer, double-click the folder Modules, and then double-click Module 1. And there's my code. The code is basically saying the range A1 to B4 was selected and a chart was added. Now if I actually click on this chart also, one of the things I mentioned earlier about referring to a chart is when you click on a chart, in the name box a chart has a name. So if I was wanting to change this chart in any way, I'd refer to this chart by its name, Chart 1. Now coming back to here, the chart type that I chose and pointed out to you was a column clustered. Notice the title is also units, price and units. And also I have captions, dollars and scale. If I wanted to change the chart type, I might edit the code and say, instead of a column clustered, I'll have a 3D bar clustered. To test the code, I need to delete my chart, so I'll click on the edge of it, press the delete key, and then I'll just run my macro again. So I'll click on my code and press F5. And that just runs the code, and now I have a 3D bar clustered. If I want to put it back to a column clustered, I just change the code. Delete the chart, click in the code, and press the key F5 to run it again. And there's my chart again.